34-33.
Evans right wing, pops the three, good!
Turn, shoots, good. That's Letitia Belcher at her best.
Second is up.
It's good. Lady Bucks lead by 6. Belcher with the rebound for the second straight year. The Lady Bucks are going dancing. 58-52. Lady Bucks win.
Coach Kemp, 2 years in a row, the Atlantic Sun champions for the Lady Bucks, and I guess where do we start? I guess, and most appropriately, we'll start at the beginning. We'll talk about going back a little bit to last season when you won the championship for the first time in program history, and resulting from that, a big grant from the NCAA to grow the women's basketball program. And boy, that did so much just for the school and also for women's basketball at ETSU.
You know, it was great timing to get that win, especially with the grant, you know, coming up. And but we had a very successful year that year, 07, 08, and you know, our young ladies, they stepped out on the court and they performed really well. Did something that no other team in school history had done, and that was win a championship and go to the NCAAs. You know, it was a great experience for us all. Fortunately, there were 3 seniors. Unfortunately, there were 3 seniors on that team that didn't get to make back-to-back. But these young ladies that were returning, they were determined that we were going to try to repeat and go back to the NCAA because it was such a great experience.
And Coach, you caught a lot of people's attention, including the NCAA Grant Committee, when they looked to the 17 schools and programs around the nation that they gave these grants to. And you also caught the attention, I think, of a lot of the other programs and coaches around the nation when you went to make up your schedule. A lot of teams were happy to come play us. And you got, as usual, you had already compiled one heck of a schedule for the year before and managed to outdo yourself this year to get your ladies prepared once again for conference season. And in addition to that difficult schedule, you also picked up some pretty promising recruits.
Well, you know, with the non-conference schedule, that's always been my philosophy. If you want to be the best, you got to play and compete against the best to try to get to that level. And the one thing about my team, they want to play that level of competition. You know, they want to play the Kentuckys, the Vanderbilts, you know, the Carolinas. So this year, when I knew what we had returning, we had, you know, the best, in my opinion, the best player, you know, in the league. Returning, along with a couple of other juniors that were very supporting cast. So when I went to you know, start to do the schedule, and you know, Vanderbilt actually called looking for a game, and they were willing to travel. They were willing to come here. So you know, you don't normally get a team in the top 25 that's willing to come, you know, to your place. So we were really excited about that. And then you know, we played Kentucky, we played Wake Forest, played University of Georgia. So a really tough schedule, but I felt like that was going to prepare us for, you know, our conference schedule, and you know, and then going up to Kentucky and getting a win. You know, that was really a lot of confidence building for our team, because we knew that we could play with the SEC school. So you know, that's something, like I said, you know, it's going to be year in and year out, because I think we've gotten the program to a level where we can compete, you know, with those teams.
Coach, you got, as you said, you had some returners that would have to kind of step out of the shoes, play as seniors. You had one of the most talented junior classes that you've had in a while. But the other thing you got is you got some very promising recruits. You get Gwen Washington up from Manassas. And then, of course, you get Shannon White, who's already got 1 year of collegiate experience. And then a local homegrown product in Natalie Pickwell.
Yeah, you know, those 3 young ladies, they stepped up and really played well. I knew it was going to take a little bit of time, but I'll go with Shannon first, because she really stepped it up in the conference tournament. She came in and gave us some energy and some quick points against Jacksonville in the championship game that really made a difference, you know, for our program. Gwen, you know, coming out of high school after we recruited her, I knew that she was going to be a good player. I just didn't know that she was going to be ready as early as she was, because she started, you know, every game for us as a freshman. I think made all, you know, freshman team. So, you know, really did well. And with Natalie Pickwell, you know, when we recruited her, we knew we were going to be losing Michelle DeVault, who was a tremendous outside shooter. So every time I spoke with her, you know, have you been in the gym? Are you working on your shot? And which she was. She was getting in there and getting ready for what she knew we were going to need for her as a freshman. So, you know, she stepped on the floor and really played well, and looked for great things from, you know, our freshman class becoming sophomores.
Well, well, outstanding things from our freshman class, and also Shannon White being the one returner from the 1 year of junior college. Let's take a moment to meet our 3 new signees this year for the Lady Bucks.
Shannon White, the Lady Bucks lone transfer player in 08-09, comes to ETSU from Kansas City, Kansas, a former student at Cloud County Community College. The 5'11" forward averaged 2 points and 2 rebounds in 7 minutes of action per conference game this season. Proving invaluable in the clutch down the stretch, White shot 80% from the free throw line in conference play, and her 10 first-half points in the ASUN championship game against Jacksonville kept the Lady Bucks in the game and allowed them to prevail as back-to-back conference champions. Gwen Washington saw more minutes of action than any freshman on the team this season, posting 8 points and 6 rebounds per conference game, starting 20 games and playing an average of 13.5 minutes a night. She shot almost 76% from the free throw line, 36% from the field, and better than 30% from beyond the three-point arc. The Manassas, Virginia native scored 18 points and grabbed 15 rebounds in ETSU's 2 games at the ASUN tournament, including the 3 that sparked their late momentum in that championship game against Jacksonville. Wearing the number 20 in hopes of developing into the next Michelle DeVault for the Lady Bucks, Natalie Pickwell is a local product from Kingsport, Tennessee, and Sullivan South High School. Pickwell made 18 three-pointers on the season in almost 13 minutes of action per conference game, averaging just more than 4 points and 2 rebounds a game in ASUN play. Pickwell seemed to have a habit of coming off the bench and adding a much-needed spark to developing Lady Buck runs. She netted a career-high 8 points at Belmont on February 15th, where she went a perfect 5 for 5 from the field, including 2 three-pointers. Rounding out ETSU's freshman class, Brooklyn, New York native Natasha Dixon averaged 25 points a game in high school, won Defensive Player of the Year honors in 2005 and 6, and Offensive MVP in 2007 and 8. You might recognize one of her relatives. He's former Florida Gator phenom and current NBA player Joakim Noah.